Millions of your tax dollars pay Kansas City area landlords every year. It's a program intended to give low-income families an affordable place to live.
But what happens when landlords foreclose on those homes? Investigator Ryan Kath is asking if taxpayers should be required to keep writing the rent check every month.
Krista, chances are you've heard of the Section 8 program. Well, here's how it works. There are about 7,500 families that are getting the help here in Kansas City. Using a pot of about 40 million tax dollars, the government pays some or all of their monthly rent directly to about 3,000 local landlords. But we got a tip from a realtor who wanted to know why some taxpayer money keeps going to landlords who aren't paying the bank.
Maya Johnson has her hands full.
I'm a mother of 4. Trying to take care of a teenager to a toddler is hard.
The last thing this single parent wants to do is uproot her family.
I'm hitting everybody. I don't know who I'm hitting.
But that's exactly what happened last year when Johnson was renting this Ruskin Heights home.
You know, honestly, I put this away because there's so much anger behind this.
Johnson got this foreclosure notice in the mail, news that made her panic.
My kids are about to be on the street. I'm about to be on the street because no one knows what's going on.
The government was paying all of Johnson's rent, so she knew her landlord had been getting monthly checks of almost $900 for more than 2 years. Her biggest question was,
where's that money going?
We tallied all these up.
Malika Mosley was just as shocked.
My 10-year-old son, my 6-year-old daughter, and my 5-year-old little boy.
She's a single mom of 3, whose rent was also completely funded by taxpayers when she also faced an unexpected foreclosure.
A lot of things go through your mind stress-wise, like what am I going to do with my kids?
Is it scary?
Yeah, it's scary. It's scary not knowing where you're going to go and what your next move is going to be.
We discovered both Mosley and Johnson had the same landlord. By searching Jackson County online records, we found the landlord purchased 7 homes in the Ruskin Heights area several years ago. And then, like dominoes, documents show all 7 properties fell into foreclosure. A 41 Action News open records request revealed those properties received government-subsidized rent totaling more than $165,000. And the landlord continued getting checks well after the foreclosure notices started showing up in the mail. In one case, we even found 2 monthly payments made to the landlord after the bank took possession of this home.
That's frustrating to see. That there are 7 foreclosures within a year, and all of them were getting Section 8 payments.
We took our questions to Ed Lowndes, the executive director of the Housing Authority of Kansas City. He told us a history of foreclosures does not get a landlord blacklisted from doing business with the government.
It's very similar to any tenant that's out there in the private market. When they pay their landlord their rent, they can't check and make sure that the landlord themselves is paying their bank.
But if you're paying on the private market, it's not taxpayer money that you're paying with.
That's true. That's true.
Lowndes says the Housing Authority is only concerned with the home passing annual safety inspections. Even if it hears about a foreclosure, policy states the Housing Authority can't stop making payments to the landlord.
So we as taxpayers just have to grin and bear it?
There is not a requirement that the landlord use the funds that we pay for any of their financial obligations.
Since the Housing Authority doesn't keep track of foreclosures, it's tough to know how big this problem actually is. But when we were getting video of Maya Johnson's foreclosed home, we literally bumped into a guy right on the other side of the street who said the same thing happened to him.
Just been standing here wondering what's going on.
For Warren Tebow, different landlord, but same Section 8 dilemma.
You know, it's just stressful, man, because we got kids. I'm a single father, and you know, it's just stressful because I don't have nowhere to bring my daughter.
Federal law does provide some protections to renters facing foreclosures, but those can be overshadowed by fear and uncertainty. Just ask Johnson, who believes there must be a better way to protect tenants and taxpayers.
Should taxpayers be upset?
I think they should be more than upset. If they're not paying for the property, I think they should be able to be notified so they could stop whatever payment. And they could also let the tenant themselves know what's going on so the tenant won't be in the same situation I'm in.
Won't be taken by complete shock.
Right.
We asked why this isn't as simple as adding a line to the housing contract that says funds must be used to pay the mortgage. That would apparently take an act of Congress instructing the Federal Housing Department to make that change. But Krista and Mark, the Housing Authority cautioned it's not as simple as it sounds. You're talking about a whole new level of oversight, and there's probably some extra communication that needs to take place between the government and banks if they're going to be notified. But still, plenty of reasons for taxpayers to be frustrated.
It does make you wonder how much is going on. Did you talk to this landlord in this case?
We did talk to the landlord, who declined an on-camera interview. He said this whole experience has been embarrassing, has left his family financially devastated. But here was the most interesting thing he told me. He said that it does make sense to him that if the government hears of foreclosure, that he thinks it makes sense to stop receiving those rent checks. So that's coming from the guy getting the money.
He's getting the money. Wow. Very eye-opening story. Thanks, Ryan.